Back, and you can see this is all getting cooked down very nicely. Got that steam kind of getting up there. Oh, there we go. Now clear it away a little bit. All right, so it's all cooked down. If you're out, time to put some. I'm gonna put the chicken in. It's kind of going in the last. 'Cause I don't want to get too stringy. It's already pre-cooked now. If it's not pre-cooked, you're gonna want to, put it in when you put the sausage in, right? But right now, this is already cooked. I can just kind of put that in last. And I told you this is some Italian baked chicken I made the other day. Taught to me by Miss Nellie Minicapelli. If you were in Slidell back in the 90s, or in New Orleans, you may have heard of Minicapelli's Dinner Theater. And I was a lowly line server in high school. But she always taught all of us how to cook a little something. I'm gonna show you something of gold. See that? That's from all the juices from the chicken that I cooked that was sitting on top. And that's just gonna add lots and lots of flavor to this. So don't throw that jelly stuff looking away. That makes your food taste so much better. So here, we're gonna dump that in there. Woohoo! And there we go. There we go. All right. Now to that, I'm gonna have to start adding my stock. If I can get my stock thing open. Hey, Gee, come here.
Yeah.
Come here. Just pour that over the gumbo real quick. Just hold that there. All right. Yeah, here we go. Take it. Alright, so adding in the stock I made from before. That's 1 quart. Ooh. 1 second. And 2 quart. Let's see how that looks. I think that's enough. I think 2 quarts is going to do it. I think maybe 3, but I think 2 is all right. Thank you, son. All right. Now to that, I'm going to add some thyme leaf. Whole thyme leaf about, because it's time to start putting in some aromatics here. There we go. All right. And there's my parsley. I thought my wife lost it. Here, a little parsley. There we go. And I'm going to put in about, let's see. Let's see if I can find a teaspoon. That'll work. A teaspoon. Ooh. Cayenne pepper. Yeah. There we go. Right. Yeah. What else? Any other aromatics I'm going to put in there? Well, I was going to put Italian seasoning in, but I found the parsley, so I'm going to skip that. And finally, we're going to put about, I don't know, you can't see, it's okay. We're going to start off with about that much salt. And you always add more. Just I want to get a good baseline. All that's going to taste once it all melds together. There we go. Doesn't that look delicious? Now, what I like to do with the filet, if I can find it in my cabinets, I should have some around here somewhere. Although the sassafras trees they have some fresh green leaves on there, I guess I can always out and try to dry them real quick, ground them up and stick them in here. But what I normally do is I put about a teaspoon right in the bowl when it's done. And then we got a nice thickness to it and flavor. Oh, look at it. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it gorgeous? Oh my goodness. Oh. Okay. I think I told you I was going to tell you how to make some rice. Okay. So very simply, I got 4 cups of water. Putting that in the pot. Now here's where the temperature high comes in handy. All right, there we go. Put that on high. Put a top over it. Okay. To that, I'm gonna add 2 cups of rice once it comes to a boil. All right, but you gotta let it come to a boil first. Okay. I'm gonna put about a teaspoon of salt in there. Now, if you one of the people can't have salt, just don't put the salt in. It's just that simple. But if you can have the salt, put the salt in, and let it come to boil. Put the rice in. Let it stand there for a little bit, maybe a minute. Let the heat rise back up from the temperature, because the temperature is going to drop when you put the rice in. And then you're going to just put it real low, and I'll probably show you how low when that time comes. And you're just going to let it sit there for about 15 minutes, right? And then turn off the heat. You're going to take a fork, fluff it up, put the top back on, let it sit for 5 minutes and steam. All right, but we'll get there in a minute. All right, so anyway, we're going to let this sit and on heat. Let all the flavors meld and get together. Let them do their dance down here, little second line, things like that. There we go. And let all those good flavors cook in there. Get together. Let the garlic and the thyme and the parsley do their job, Make it smell good when you eat it. All right, guys. I'll be back in a little while. I'll show you the rice. But the gumbo, other than put a little filet in it and maybe adding some more salt. And I would normally add more. If I was just making it just for me, I would have like 3 teaspoons of cayenne. But I got some people who don't eat. I like eating them Tony Primo peppers down from Lafayette. I make hot sauce from that and spice mix from that. But that's just a little too hot for some people. But that's okay. Everybody has to. I make my hot sauce. I put it on the side. I make the gumbo like this with just about a teaspoon of cayenne in it. And I just add my hot sauce afterwards so I can have the heat that I want. Right? You can do it too. You always want to be hospital. You want to add some heat because it ought to have heat, right? People's noses ought to be running. That's just the way it is, right? They're gonna make their tongues happy, and but you don't want it too much more of that. You don't want them to have like drinking gallons of water or milk or something to try to cool off the tongue. That's just too much for them, right? You want to be hospitable. So make it to where people can eat it. Everybody that who's going to be. Now, if I knew I was having some of my friends by, it wasn't just my family, I'd kick it up like I make it for myself. But, got to do what you got to do, guys. Hey, see you back in a little bit.